round one was a pretty big. I mean, for the external world, as a big upset. Tonight was right up there, I think. How do you sort of see tonight's game?
Yeah, it's one that we're really proud of. That performance, like Gold Coast are in really, really good form. They're undefeated for a reason. Like they're playing some great footy. Their players are in good form. So we knew that coming in. But to our boys' credit, we just wanted to put up a fight. We weren't happy with last week. Our second half wasn't to standard, and I spoke about this during the week. And there's so many great learnings from that half of footy, and for our boys to come and really put on a performance that our supporters will be proud of for 3 quarters. We're really excited about the last quarter. Obviously, we lost our way a little bit, but even with that, so many great learnings from that quarter for our young lads. But yeah, as a coach, our spirit and energy, our effort and intent for the whole game didn't waver, which is a credit to the players.
It seemed like you attacked the game with a real defined aim in terms of pressure and obviously targeting certain players. I think Matt Andrew might have been one of them, and it looked like you guys really executed that plan, as you say, for the first 3 quarters pretty well, didn't you?
Oh, well, we didn't have any targets on any specific players other than we wanted to put up a fight. As I said, the boys were stinging from last week's performance. Our leaders like to fly the flag and start, and Lynchy set the tone, I thought, early. Our younger forwards, for Jonty Fall to play beside Lynchy, I reckon he would have grown a little bit today by the way Lynchy started. So our leaders all across the field, like Nank, their midfield crew as a collective have been in amazing form. So for Nank and Tim Taranto and Hop and Jake and Jack Ross and Samuel Lawler going through there, it was always going to be a pivotal battle, and they got some ascendancy late in the game. 3 centre bounce goals and the start of the last quarter was exactly what they can do. But to our boys' credit, we adjusted. But that's the type of game that we want to be in, a contest.
How important do you think it is for younger guys in particular to actually bank some wins to sort of prove you're on the right track?
Yeah, well, we'll say this all the way through the season. We go into every game to win every game. We prepare, we review, we'll be really honest about it. And some of those games will look different, and we might win quarters. Up until this week, we'd really only played half a game in each game. Well, we hadn't played well for 3 quarters, which we did today, and then obviously dropped off in the last quarter. And so we're just striving to play a really consistent brand over 4 quarters, and for a young group that's hard, especially when you're playing against quality opposition. They're going to gain momentum, but obviously the reward with the win at the end of the game is what you play the game for. So for some of our younger boys to feel that and understand what it felt like, and it was really interesting to listen to them. The difference between round 1 and this week was so different, because they felt like we dropped away in the last quarter, and they're starting to understand how honest we need to be, which is great, and that's just the growth we need as a footy club.
You're widely tipped to not win a game this year. You've already got 2 in the first 6 weeks, and you must be just so proud of. I'm sure you don't really listen to the outside, but the fact that you've defied the odds so early in the season with 2 wins from the first 6. I don't think anyone would have predicted that, really, outside your 4 walls. Yeah,
well, that's right. Outside our 4 walls, our pre-season, and the boys. Like I said, we've got a young list, and with that young list comes a lot of spirit and energy. And as I said, we keep lauding our younger players, and they are the growth. Sammy Lawler again takes a massive step forward, and every time he gets a ball, he's so composed. And Seth Campbell kicks another couple of goals today, and John Defoe kicks his first goal in AFL and looked really potent and really tough. But our leaders today really stood up, like Nank and Tim Taranto and Hopper and Voston. Like to see their names at the top of not only our possession, but the influence they had on the game today is the reason why we're fast-tracking the development of younger players. It's because of them. So their guidance and leadership is something we're really proud of, and hopefully that can obviously take us a fair way this year.
So much focus on Noah Bolter this week. How do you see his performance tonight?
Yeah, well, I know I've spoken about their midfield group, but Ben King is in pretty good form, and for him to keep him to a goal is not only highlighting the talent of Noah, but it highlights the effort and the training that he's done over the last 3 months. Like he's done a mountain of work, extras, supporting our younger players, not only to get himself right to play, but he's been trying to win back the respect of his footy club. He knows he let the club down. He knows he did something wrong, but he's been dealing with that every day. And for our boys to support him today, and not only to support him, but his performance today was outstanding. So it's a credit to him. We're really proud of him.
What did you make of the reception he copped? There were some cheers and then plenty of cheers from Tiger fans as well.
Well, I couldn't really hear it, but I know that our Tiger Army would support him. He's a great Richmond man. He's been around our footy club for a long time, and he's one of us. So, yeah, it would have been nice to hear Tiger Army getting behind him for sure. But like I said, the support he got from his playing group, and not only obviously the full team, but the back six really stuck together today. So we dealt with 62 inside 50s and kept them to 69 points. Like that shows a lot of fight, and Noah's a big part of that.
How's he sort of been handling? Because I believe he's getting sentenced next week. Is that? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so he'll go through that process next week, and but like I said, he's handled it by training hard. He's put his head down, bum up for the last 3 months, and yeah, it's a credit to him. So yeah, he'll go through that process. We'll support him through it. There'll be a bit of anxiety around it, and we'll obviously need to look after him this week because there's a bit to that. So. But as we've done as a footy club all along, we've worked with the AFL. We'll go through the process I think it's on Tuesday, and just support him as best we can.
Just in that part of the ground, I guess, I think you were minus 20 inside 50s, but as you mentioned, Blostone and even like Broad and some of the other guys, they just held the fort so well.
Yeah, they did, and we did that against Carlton as well. So. Yeah, as I said, to deal with that amount of... But that's the growth. Like 62 inside 50s to 42 is not good enough. And you're not going to win a lot of games doing that. So we understand the reasons why. We'll review that. We'll be really honest about that. And we'll just get better. So, yeah, I think it was the second quarter. We just got smashed for inside. We couldn't get out of our D50. To be fair, we were pretty lucky. They kicked inaccurate for the game. I think they had 24 scoring shots to 20. But the growth with us is last week I was talking about our execution was off, and Freo's execution was so much better than ours. But on a 6-day break for our players not to be able to, we didn't train a lot, but we executed today, which is part of the main reason why we won.
Any injuries tonight?
No, everyone got through, which is good. Lukey Trainer, we were able to manage him this weekend. 6-day break, a young lad. We've got going into a 5-day break. So we saw that opportunity, which is really hard for a coach. He's in great form. To be able to break that cycle and look after him and manage him and still have the exposure to an AFL game. He comes on and runs around for a quarter or half a quarter. But, everyone got through, which is nice. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Congrats.